Hello, my name's Simone, and today I'm going to share some things with you that I've learnt about constructivism. In particular, I'm going to relate these to some of my personal values. Have a look at how constructivism can be implemented in the classroom, taking into consideration some of the advantages and limitations. My values include high standards in professionalism in everything that I do, equity and inclusion, I value constructive relationships, and having fun. My life experiences and several professional development opportunities have shaped who I am today and why I am undertaking this course to become a primary school teacher. Constructivism is made up of several forms. Psychological constructivism, which looks at how we encode and receive information. It is concerned with individual processing of information and considers our schemas and how we use our brain like a filing cabinet to retrieve information. The second part of constructivism relates to social constructivism, and this is concerned with social and cultural factors which shape our learning. Much work was undertaken by Brunis and Vygotsky in this area. Researchers have also discovered that there are other factors that need to be considered to bring effective learning strategies into the classroom. These include cognitive load, taxonomies of learning as discovered and brought to the table by Bloom, Gibbs and Collis, and Piaget's stages of development model. Constructivism helps develop higher orders of thinking, and it goes beyond surface level learning, where behaviouralist approaches of teaching may be implemented in the classroom to embed rules and basic compliance matters. Other advantages of constructivism is that it engages and activates learners. It links to the Australian curriculum standards. It takes the interests of students into account. It helps students to work on their individual zone of proximal development. It is social in nature, student-centred, and helps students to develop personalised strategies to recall information in a way that makes sense to them. In having a look at the limitations of constructivism, I would reframe these as the factors of its success. In order to implement into the classroom, these matters must be taken into consideration. And if not done properly, constructivism could get very messy. Teachers need to be organised and have well thought out lesson plans to consider how scaffolding and sporadic questioning will be implemented as part of a learning methodology to ensure that students get the most out of all learning opportunities. Much energy is needed to implement constructive methodologies into the classroom. Students need to interact with students and teachers need to interact with students. So this can be very noisy and takes a lot of supervision. Time needs to be considered in relation to things that need to be done, like organising groups, materials, and also how will students be monitored against their progress. In terms of classroom application, there are really three broad headings that we implement the strategies under. Some of the examples about how we may implement constructive methodologies in the classroom can include problem-based learning, peer support, peer tutoring, cooperative learning, where students may share knowledge and expand their zone of proximal development, role play. Developing experts can be done through things like watching films, an apprenticeship model, or formulating some sort of debate. And learner-centred experiences could include things like pulling things apart, going out into the playground and looking for bugs, or completing a research assignment. In conclusion, the methodology of constructivism aligns to my values because it helps children solve problems. It works on higher order thinking, and it uses a collaborative approach which aligns to my values of constructive relationships and help students to also develop their social skills. Both cognitive and behavioural approaches have a place in the classroom, whichever method is used in practice. Practice is really what is required to help the learning stick.